Have you ever wondered why 99% of people fail when trying to build real inner strength? It's not because they aren't smart enough. It's not because they weren't born with some rare gift of resilience. It's because they misunderstand where true strength actually comes from. And I want you to sit with that for a second. What if I told you that inner strength isn't something you're born with? It's something you build brick by brick through daily discipline. In this video, we're going to uncover the real secrets behind daily discipline, the kind that quietly shapes unbreakable inner strength. I'm not talking about motivation that fades after a few hours, or feel-good quotes that sound nice but change nothing. I'm talking about small, consistent habits that over time transform the way you handle life's challenges. Habits that make you the kind of person who can weather any storm mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So let me ask you this. Have you ever tried to create a daily discipline routine only to quit after a few days or weeks? Maybe you felt overwhelmed. Maybe it felt pointless because you didn't see instant results. You're not alone. I've been there. Most of us have. The key isn't to chase perfection or to suddenly wake up as the most disciplined version of yourself. The key is to understand how tiny, intentional actions compound. And that's exactly what we'll break down today. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with practical, realistic strategies you can start right now. No fancy tools, no complicated plans. Just clear steps for building strength from the inside out. And these aren't just theories. These are methods drawn straight from Stoic wisdom and proven by modern science. Imagine starting your mornings with focus facing setbacks, with clarity and feeling a sense of calm even when life gets messy. That's the power of daily discipline, and that's what I want to share with you. Before we dive in, take a second to like this video and hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future guides where we break down Stoic strategies for modern life. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around as we explore how ancient wisdom can help you master the challenges of today's world. Now let's get to the heart of it, daily micro habits. You see, when most people think of discipline, they imagine massive, exhausting efforts. They think of waking up at 4 a.m., running 10 miles, meditating for hours, or giving up everything that brings comfort. And the truth is, that picture of discipline, it scares people. It makes them feel like discipline is something reserved for monks, athletes, or the ultra-elite. But that's not what real inner strength is built on. Real inner strength is built on small daily actions, micro habits, that take just a few minutes but over time create an unstoppable force within you. Let me ask you, what's easier to maintain a giant, overwhelming routine or a few focused minutes every day? Exactly, this is where the power of micro habits comes in. Let's start with something as simple as 5 minutes of journaling each day. Imagine opening a notebook and just writing down your thoughts. No pressure, no judgment, just 5 minutes of honesty. This tiny act gives you clarity. It helps you see your worries, your hopes, your frustrations, and your victories laid out on paper. And over time, you'll notice patterns. You'll catch yourself before bad habits take root. You'll celebrate progress you might have missed. 5 minutes. That's it. But those 5 minutes, they're life-changing. Or consider 3 minutes of mindful breathing. Just 3 minutes that's shorter than most commercial breaks. Close your eyes, feel the air moving in and out, and let your body slow down. What happens? You train your mind to pause before reacting. You create a gap between emotion and response. That gap, that's where power lives. That's where strength grows. These are the kind of micro habits that Tim Ferriss talks about, that Marcus Aurelius practiced. You might know Tim as the author of The 4-Hour Work Week, someone who champions efficiency and high performance, and Marcus, the Roman emperor, who ruled a vast empire yet kept a daily journal to reflect, to ground himself, to choose wisdom over impulse. Both understood the same truth: small intentional actions shape great lives. Here's the thing, no one is asking you to change everything overnight. What I'm asking is, what's one small habit you can start today? Could you take 5 minutes tonight to write down one thing you're grateful for? Could you give yourself 3 minutes tomorrow morning to breathe deeply before the day begins? These micro habits don't require you to rearrange your life. They require you to choose in small moments to act with purpose. I want you to think about this. If you stacked 5 minutes of journaling, 3 minutes of breathing, maybe 2 minutes of stretching, that's just 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes to rewire your mind, steady your emotions, and strengthen your spirit. Can you spare 10 minutes for the life you want? Because that's all it takes to start. And here's the beauty. These micro habits build momentum. They're small enough that you won't dread them. They're consistent enough that they become part of who you are. And once they're part of you, bigger changes feel natural, not forced. I know some of you might be thinking, but can such small actions really make a difference? Let me share something personal. There was a time in my life when I felt overwhelmed, too much work, too many responsibilities, too much noise in my head. I thought I needed a huge transformation to feel strong again. But what helped wasn't some grand overhaul. It was starting small. 5 minutes of writing in the morning, 3 minutes of breathing before bed. That's where I found my footing again. That's where I rediscovered my strength. So as we move forward, I encourage you, don't underestimate the power of small daily acts. They are the foundation stones of inner strength. And the best part, you can start right now. No waiting, no perfect moment. Just a decision today to take one small, meaningful action. Let's talk about something that has the power to define your entire day. Your morning discipline rituals. You see, the first 30 minutes after you wake up, they're sacred. They set the tone for everything that follows: your focus, your mood, your resilience. But here's the problem. Most people waste those minutes. They roll over, grab their phone, scroll through emails, social media, news, and before they even get out of bed, their mind is flooded with other people's priorities, anxieties, and noise. But what if I told you that you could claim those first moments of the day for yourself? What if those 30 minutes became the foundation for building unstoppable inner strength? Here's how I approach it, and how you can too. The first thing I do before I even sit up in bed is say to myself, today I choose strength over comfort. It's simple but powerful. That mantra reminds me that every choice I make today can either push me closer to the person I want to be or pull me back into old patterns. Strength over comfort. What would your life look like if you chose strength even in the small moments? When it's easier to hit snooze, when it's easier to skip the workout, when it's easier to avoid the tough conversation. What if you chose strength instead? Now here's a rule I live by: no phone for the first 30 minutes of the day. It's tough. At first, I won't lie to you. That phone is tempting. It promises entertainment, connection, information. But here's the truth: when you start your day by diving into the digital world, you give away your power. You let other people's agendas, messages, and headlines shape your mindset before you've even had a chance to connect with yourself. So instead, I want you to reclaim those 30 minutes. Use that time to ground yourself. Maybe you step outside for a few deep breaths of fresh air. Maybe you sit quietly with a cup of tea or coffee. Maybe you simply stretch and feel your body wake up. The key is start your day on your terms, not the world's. And here's something that can transform your morning's focus on one Stoic-inspired action, just one. It could be as simple as practicing gratitude. Take a moment to reflect on one thing you're thankful for. Not in a rushed check-the-box kind of way. Really feel it, the warmth of the sun on your face, the safety of your home, the chance to start fresh today. Gratitude grounds you. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already good. Or maybe you choose self-reflection. Ask yourself a question. What kind of person do I want to be today? How can I respond with wisdom instead of impulse? This doesn't have to take long. A minute or two of intentional thought can change how you handle everything that comes your way. Here's a little personal insight. There was a time when I'd wake up, grab my phone, and immediately feel stressed emails from work. Breaking news, endless notifications. It felt like I was starting the day already behind, already anxious. But when I started these simple rituals, the mantra, the no phone rule, the focus on gratitude or reflection, everything shifted. I felt calmer, more intentional, and stronger inside. It didn't take hours, it just took choosing how to begin my day. So I want to challenge you tomorrow morning. Try it. Before you reach for your phone, before you check the news, pause. Say to yourself, today I choose strength over comfort. Breathe, reflect, be grateful. Start small and watch how these few moments reshape not just your mornings, but your life. Let's face it, one of the greatest tests of inner strength happens in those unexpected moments. A harsh comment from a colleague, a rude driver who cuts you off, an email that feels like a slap in the face. These emotional triggers can hit us out of nowhere, and if we're not prepared, they pull us into reactions we regret later. But here's the good news: you can train yourself to respond with strength instead of impulse. There's a simple technique I want to share today, one that has changed the way I handle stress, frustration, and even personal attacks. And it's this: pause for 3 seconds before you react. Then take a deep breath. That's it, just 3 seconds. One deep breath. But let me tell you, those few moments create a space where your strength can live. Think about it. When you're triggered, your body floods with adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes, your mind races. It's so easy in that instant to lash out, defend yourself, or shut down. But when you pause just for 3 seconds, you break the automatic chain. You step out of the storm and into awareness. And in that space, you choose how to respond rather than letting the trigger control you. Here's how I use it. Let's say I'm in a meeting and someone says something that feels dismissive or unfair. My instinct to fire back, to defend myself, maybe even to match their tone. But instead, I pause. I count silently. 1, 2, 3. I breathe deeply, slow and steady. And in that pause, I ask myself, what response aligns with the person I want to be? Not the person reacting to the heat of the moment, but the person I'm choosing to become. And almost always, I find that my words, my tone, my energy shift towards strength and clarity, not defensiveness. Let me give you another example. I was once in a situation where a stranger insulted me in public, completely unprovoked. My face flushed, my fists clenched. But I remembered: pause, 3 seconds, deep breath. And in that moment, I realized this wasn't about me. It was about whatever pain or frustration that stranger was carrying. I didn't need to own it. I didn't need to mirror it. I could choose to stay grounded. You see, this practice isn't about suppressing emotions. It's not about pretending you don't feel hurt, angry, or frustrated. It's about recognizing those feelings and then choosing what to do with them. The Stoics taught this beautifully. They believed that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. That pause. It gives you the power to check those judgments to choose a wiser path. So I want you to think about this. What's one situation in your life where a 3-second pause could change everything? Is it with a challenging coworker, a family member who pushes your buttons? That stressful rush hour traffic, I promise you, those 3 seconds can become your superpower. And here's something even more powerful. The more you practice it, the easier it gets. At first it might feel awkward. You might forget. That's okay. Strength isn't built in a day, but over time, you'll notice that pause becoming a natural part of how you handle life's storms. And with it comes clarity, confidence, and yes, unstoppable inner strength. So tomorrow, or maybe even later today, when you feel that trigger, the sharp word, the unfair glance, the stress of a deadline, remember this. Stop for 3 seconds. Breathe. Step into your power. And respond as the person you're working to become. Let's be honest, staying disciplined isn't just about willpower. Even the strongest of us can struggle to stay on track when life gets messy. And that's why accountability and tracking are so powerful. They turn discipline from a battle in your head into something you can see, measure, and share. They give structure to your efforts, so you don't have to rely on motivation alone. Let me ask you, how many times have you started a new habit? Maybe journaling, working out, meditating, and after a few days or weeks, it quietly faded away. Not because you didn't care, but because without a clear system to track progress or someone to check in with, it's so easy to slip back into old patterns. I've been there. We all have. So here's what works. Start tracking your daily discipline. You don't need anything fancy to begin. Maybe it's as simple as a notebook where you write down, did I do my morning mantra? Did I pause for 3 seconds before reacting? Did I spend 10 minutes reflecting? Seeing those check marks on paper day after day builds momentum. It's visual proof that you're becoming stronger, one small step at a time. If you like tech, there are plenty of great apps. Habit tracker, streaks, even a simple calendar reminder. These tools help you see patterns. Where do you stay consistent? Where do you tend to fall off? And here's the beauty. It's not about perfection. It's about awareness. When you track, you stop guessing where your energy goes. You see it clearly. But let's take it one step further, accountability with others. There's something powerful about sharing your commitment with a small group of people who are on the same journey. Maybe it's a few friends. Maybe it's an online group on Facebook or Discord. The platform doesn't matter. What matters is that you're no longer walking the path alone. Imagine this. You're having a rough day. Discipline feels hard. But you know later that night, you'll check in with your group. You'll share your wins, your struggles, and they'll remind you you're not the only one fighting this fight. You're part of something bigger, that sense of connection. It can be the difference between giving up and pushing through. I've seen this firsthand. A friend of mine set up a tiny accountability group, just 4 people to track daily journaling and meditation. Nothing formal, no pressure. Just a shared commitment. We show up for ourselves and we show up for each other. Over time, not only did their habits stick, but their confidence grew. They felt supported, and that made all the difference. Let me share a little personal truth. I used to think tracking was unnecessary, that if I really wanted to change, I'd just do it. But the truth is, life gets noisy. We get busy, we forget, and what tracking gives you is clarity. What accountability gives you is strength in numbers. So here's my challenge for you. Starting today, choose one habit you want to build. Create a simple way to track it, a notebook, an app, a calendar. And if you're ready, invite someone to join you, a friend, a partner, a small group online. Because discipline doesn't have to be a lonely road. In fact, the strongest inner strength is often built together. So let's take a breath together and reflect on what we've uncovered today. Every small habit, every simple choice you make is like laying down a brick. And day by day, brick by brick, you're building something far greater than you might even realize right now, a foundation of inner strength that no storm can tear down. It's not built overnight. It's not built by grand gestures or bursts of inspiration. It's built in the quiet, consistent choices you make even when no one is watching. Here's what I want you to remember. True inner strength doesn't come from fleeting motivation. It doesn't come from those moments when you feel fired up for a few hours and then fall back into old patterns. It comes from daily discipline, from showing up for yourself in the small moments, the hard moments, the moments when it would be easier to give in or give up. That's where strength is forged. That's where resilience grows. I want you to think about this. What's one habit, just one small daily discipline that you're ready to commit to starting today? Is it pausing for 3 seconds before you react? Taking 5 minutes to journal? Breathing deeply before the day begins? It doesn't have to be big. What matters is that it's yours and that you choose it with intention. And here's something powerful when you share it. When you put it out into the world, you create a deeper commitment. So I invite you right now, drop a comment below. Tell our community, what's the daily discipline you want to build starting today? Let's support each other in this journey, because the path to unstoppable inner strength isn't walked alone. It's walked together, one small intentional step at a time. If this video inspired you, if you're ready to take that next step toward a stronger, more disciplined life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you never miss the strategies, stoic wisdom, and practical tools that can help you grow stronger from the inside out. This is just the beginning, and I'm honored to be on this journey with you. Remember, strength isn't something you find. It's something you build, one brick at a time. And today, you've already laid the next one.